This is one of those videos where I give us a little bit of a reality check on Bitcoin and where we are in the bull market cycle. I'm warning you in advance, if you can't take any kind of bearishness, I would highly recommend that you click off this video right now, because we're going to go deep into what Bitcoin could potentially do if we don't hold the 90K region. Along with this, we're also going to go over the current state of the industry and where I am personally allocating my capital at this very moment in the bull market. If you enjoy the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Let's jump right into the video. First of all, taking a look at the Bitcoin chart, you can see that I drew out two paths here and I'm getting right into it. If we cannot hold the 90K level as support, it is more than likely, in my opinion, that we revisit the original breakout point for Bitcoin. Now, this scenario is entirely possible while still maintaining the bull market. So the first scenario I'm looking at is if we are to bounce right around this 91K level once again, perhaps we can go ahead and set a new all-time high for Bitcoin. But if we are to break below this level, I am looking all the way down at the 70K region. Of course, it wouldn't just be straight down and we can likely bounce around these levels. But if you take a look at the Bitcoin chart on a longer time frame, we can see that there's literally nothing but air between 70K all the way up to 90K. These are weekly candles, keep that in mind. So if we are to break below this key level on a weekly candle, it would not be pretty for Bitcoin, and I don't have to tell you what would happen for the rest of the altcoin market. Now, I warned you that I would be going over the most bearish case scenario to keep the bull market intact, and here it is. It would be coming all the way down to this level and then pumping right back up and setting a new all-time high for Bitcoin. You might not think that this is entirely possible, but if we measure it from the high all the way down to this region, that would be a 34% correction from Bitcoin. That would be pretty drastic, don't get me wrong, but I just need to share with you this scenario just so you have it in the back of your head. It's not to worry you, but it's just to tell you that this would still be within the realms of possibility for Bitcoin if we are to break the bottom of this range. We haven't broken it yet, but I'm just letting you know that it is entirely a possibility if we do. I can already imagine the amount of dislikes you're giving me right now, but I'm just sharing with you the reality of things. For now, we look fine and we could bounce off this support level before moving higher, but should we break it, it will be a little bit worrying. If you've been watching my videos regularly, you know that I've had a little bit of a shift in strategy from favoring longs to favoring shorts. And currently, I've still been shorting the market as we entered this 100K area. We've talked about it several times, but 100K is now acting as resistance for Bitcoin. And until we're able to break above there, I'm still favoring shorts. And I know the saying, you're not supposed to short in a bull market. That's rule number one. But right now, I'm seeing price action as quite bearish. But as traders, we have to adapt. So if you're looking to short Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency, or even long Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency for that matter, make sure to click the first link in my description. It brings you directly to Weeks, one of the top exchanges, and they actually have a new bonus with my link. If you sign up, you'll get a $30,000 bonus, 0% maker fee, and you also get 50% off all of your trading fees. So if you're looking to make money when the market goes up or down, make sure to sign up with that link down below so you can trade with me. But anyways, as I've been saying, this is the worst case scenario. Perhaps we can bounce off this level and move higher. But right now, I'm just adapting to what the market is giving me, and I've been favoring shorts as we talked about. Now, here's something concerning as it pertains to the industry as a whole, and this is where I will go into Bitcoin dominance once again, but just watch this video by Dave Portnoy.
All right, so I'm gonna make a video on this shitcoin world, which I've never had shitcoin, never knew how to get into shitcoins. I understand what a shitcoin is. It's like the rocket game on DK. Like, how much are you gonna press till the rocket explodes? There's a million of these coins, a million of them. I finally asked him, a guy taught me how to get in. If I tweet about a coin, and I did it twice today, it was that reality show coin, Montoya. I bought that, tweeted that I bought it, thing went up, then I sold it. I did Josh Allen MVP, same thing. Tweeted, hey, I'm buying this, I'm gonna sell it. I turned like 10 grand total into like 75 grand. I don't even know how, like it happened so fast. I know if I just sat and did this, and you wait longer, sometimes you don't. I don't even know what I'm doing with my life. Like, I feel as though I could sit here and make millions just trading shit coins. Do you go to jail for this? Can I not do this? I think it's legal. I don't understand.
That is absolutely ridiculous. He's literally talking about coins, pumping them, and then just dumping them on all of his followers. And if you didn't know, this was the owner of Barstool Sports. He has 3.5 million followers. He buys a token, he announces to people that he bought X token, and then he just dumps it on them. And technically, this is still legal because, as we've been seeing, the Trump administration has been kind of turning a blind eye to all of this crypto crime. They haven't really enforced it, and so people are really taking advantage of this, particularly bigger thought leaders. And this is really concerning because naturally this ruins the entire trust of the crypto market. We've already had so many issues with trust in this industry in the past, especially with like the whole FTX debacle, Luna, to name a few. But this is taking things to a whole other level. And this is also why I think Bitcoin dominance will likely continue to increase. All of the other altcoins will continue to go down against Bitcoin until there's some kind of resolution to this, because people are just taking advantage of it. And as he mentioned in the video, millions of coins have been launched on Pump Fund, and this continues over and over and over again. It can't be sustained, and this looks eerily similar to the .com bubble. Very worrisome if you ask me, which is why most of my hedge right now is in Bitcoin. Now, if you want to get into any kind of altcoins and you're adamant on getting into altcoins at this point in the market cycle, before we get the money printer to turn on, which we've been talking about on the channel enough at this point. But if you want altcoins, what I would look for are the altcoins that actually have real world utility. Look, you can make a lot of money with the pump fund tokens. Don't get me wrong, I've done it myself, but it is extremely risky and there's no way you can hold a position for more than a few days at this point because the pump happens and then it just dumps. So if that's your style, go ahead. But if you actually want to hold some select altcoins for the long term and see your portfolio gradually build up over time, you need to be looking at tokens with actual utility. And the best place to start would be looking at what World Liberty Financial have been accumulating. This is a huge player in the space, Trump's company, and honestly, I am personally looking at Ondo at this point in terms of an altcoin because it falls into the real world asset category. As we know, the head of BlackRock, Larry Fink, is very bullish on tokenization. Let's hear what he has to say.
But crypto is going to play a big role. Digitization of currency, digitization of everything. I'm a big believer in this. One thing will change Bloomberg even. I believe we're going to be in the cutting edge of tokenizing bonds and stocks. And we have the technology now. The fact that we are now moving forward in tokenization every bond and stock is crazy. We should be moving towards that frontier. Obviously there's winners and losers and all that, but we need to be prepared for the tokenization. And it would democratize more finance if we tokenize bonds and stocks.
So you heard it from the man himself. Tokenization of stocks is going to happen, and this is why I would be betting heavily on Ondo. Now, World Liberty Financial have just started to accumulate Ondo, and so it's not necessarily a bad time to do so. We can see that if we zoom out, it hit all the way up to $2 per token, and now we are just consolidating right around the $1.30 mark. Not a bad buy if you ask me, and I am personally looking into this one. That being said, I have to share with you that most of my portfolio is still in Bitcoin, and the best way to make profits at the current moment, in my opinion, is to be actively trading this Bitcoin range. It's been easier than ever. Below 100K I've been shorting, above 100K I've been longing, and now we are getting closer to the bottom of this range. Remember, we had that very long range last year, and if you were to long the bottom of that range and short the top of that range, it worked out pretty well as a trader. As always, if you want to trade with me, make sure to click the first link in my description. It will bring you to weeks, $30,000 bonus, and you also get 50% off all of your trading fees with my link. But yeah, at this point in the cycle, Bitcoin is the way to go. Outside of the impacts of monetary policy, I still think that Bitcoin dominance will continue to increase until we shake out all of this shit from the space. So much garbage is going on, and the crypto industry has become more than ever a casino. So please be careful. I would personally never be buying any kind of coins that any celebrity endorses because he just admitted he will dump it right on you. There are no repercussions to this for him, but for us, it really destroys the credibility of the industry. And I think that we're actually taking a step back, which is why I would highly recommend to get back into where it all started with Bitcoin. And also, while everyone is panicking, what did we see in the spot Bitcoin ETFs? $171 million in inflows yesterday, while the price was tanking. And this is why I always say you should have two separate portfolios. One, your holds, And 2, you're trading. Now, I hold Bitcoin and I'm still accumulating Bitcoin even at these levels, and even if I think there's a possibility that we could go below here before the bull market resumes. And you might ask, Mathieu, why would you be accumulating Bitcoin at these levels if we could go way lower? Well, no one really knows where we could be headed. I have to remind you, yes, I make a lot of predictions on this channel, and thankfully a lot of them have turned out, but the reality is no one can actually tell you the exact price action of Bitcoin. All we can look at are the possibilities. And to me, this is a valid possibility if we are to break this range. But you can bet your bottom that I will be accumulating Bitcoin even more aggressively should we go down to these levels. For now, we're above the range, and so it's still relatively fine, but just sharing that scenario with you so you're prepared. So a bit of a shorter video for you today, but I just wanted to share with you what I think is the most bearish case scenario for Bitcoin for us to still maintain that bull market structure. We can go as low as just above $70,000, and it could still be bullish in the long term for this cycle before Bitcoin moves up above the current high at around 110K. And outside of trading the price action, in terms of altcoins, I would be looking at high quality ones that actually have real world utility that you won't regret holding while the pump fund market tanks. We've seen celebrities completely abuse their influence, and it is not a good look for the crypto space. Go back to your roots, keep on accumulating Bitcoin. Not financial advice, nothing that I talk about should be construed as financial advice, but that's just my take on the current market and where we could be headed. If you enjoy the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. I'll see you in tomorrow's video, and hopefully it's a little bit more positive than this one.